Yeah, of what we talking about. Yeah, let's work it out. Not the same person that's used to know. Yeah, you done changed up a lot of things, even the flow. And a lot of people can't accept that you ain't the same person that used to take the same steps. But you got to keep going on with your program, and you can't always listen to no man, but you got to show and prove that you have made different kind of moves. So you're about to soothe all of the pain and the strain. People want to look at you like you haven't made a single change. Like the same person back in high school, college, whatever they're talking about. Yo, the knowledge has grown, has elevated, ascended, took it to another place, and now clearing out the space. So you might just, I move something here and there, and now listen clear. Well, it's the DG show, actually, Urban Therapy, but son, you can't always stay the same, and if you try to do that, you go insane. Yeah, they say change is hard, but trying to stay the same is like on guard, almost impossible. But people be trying to do that stuff, so they found life is tough. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Urban Therapy with Sun Show, all up in your area. Saturday afternoon, baby. I told y'all last night that I would be here, and I wasn't lying. So we're going to get this thing popping. We are talking about not the same person that you used to know. So we're talking about when people think, well, let me put it this way. One thing that makes people feel at ease, satisfied, and secure is when they think that they know people. So sometimes people make the mistake of thinking that they know somebody too early. And sometimes people make the mistake of thinking that whatever they know about a person is the same thing or the only things that they have to know about them now. So they don't grow, they don't elevate, they don't transform, they don't move on, they don't advance. So if you're the type of person who has gone through a lot of changes, you've worked on yourself, you've done some soul searching, you've done some work in order to make yourself better, to make your situation better, but somebody is trying to keep you in the same box or paint you in the same corner that you were in when they knew you, that can make life a little hard. And it's honestly a little offensive. It can be a little offensive when people are trying to tell you about yourself as if you are the same person that they knew, like they're living your life on a day-to-day basis, like they're going through your trials and your tribulations, like they are living out your struggles, like they are working on your accomplishments. Now, this can play out in a variety of ways. Like maybe people who knew you when you were young and around the way, old neighbors, the kids from the neighborhood who you grew up with, did things with, got in trouble with. And they really did know you. They knew you growing up. But what if you haven't been around them for 10, 20 years? Or however many years you took in order to make some changes in your life. Yet when you come back around them, they're still trying to talk about the same stuff that you used to do. And they're trying to act like you're the same person. And maybe some of those things that you used to do back in the day, you don't want to be associated with that anymore. You might have done that during that time because that was the thing to do. You may have been that way during that time because that was the way to be. Or there may have been other influences and things like that made you into what you were when they knew you. But now they're trying to tell you that they still know you. So it could be some positive things. It could be some good things that you changed around, rearranged, grown away from, explored different things now or whatever. And it could also be some bad things, some reckless things, some crazy things that you used to do that people thought you would never grow out of, and you have grown out of. And it's even worse when people they accept that you're older now and you're probably different, but they don't really accept that you're different yet. They say it because it's the PC thing to do. Like, I'm not going to bring up this. I'm not going to bring up that. but I know that I saw them do it, and that's the way they were, and they really were true to that part of themselves. So I'm always going to kind of keep my hand on the I told you they ain't changed button, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna talk about that this afternoon. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm your host, Sun 752, and we're gonna talk about not the same person that you used to know. People thinking that they know you because they knew you before. What do y'all know about people thinking that they know you now because they knew you before? What does it mean to know somebody? Seriously, when you really think about it, what does it mean to know somebody? To really know somebody, what does that mean? When you think you know somebody, what do you think you know? In the description of this show, I talked about consistency. One thing that makes people makes people feel like they know somebody is when you're consistent. So when they know that you will do certain things in a certain situations in a certain kind of way, it builds reliability. It can be a good thing. It makes people know that you are reliable. You can be counted on. You're not gonna get moody and waver away from certain things. But it can also be a negative thing because they may think that you're stuck in that same old way of yours, doing those same old things that you used to do, and you're the same person. So things that you were doing when you were 33, they expect you to still be that kind of way at 23, 33, 43. Yeah, they think that they know you, and they think that they know you because they knew you before. Now, granted, you can't unknow a person, but there may be times when you have to relearn a person. Just like respectfully, somebody might have to relearn you. You're not the same person that you used to be. You don't do the same things that you used to do. You're not handling business in the same way. You've grown. Are you making the same kind of money that you were making at your after school job as you're making now in your whole career? I sure hope not. Unless, of course, you were a millionaire in some kind of way. Your after school job was paying you 7 figures. That would be a good look. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your sight. Good to see me some you. And Jesus loves you says, you are loved by an awesome God. Please accept Jesus Christ into your heart. Believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins. Please confess your sins and you can be saved. All right, cool. Jesus wants to give you peace. All right. TK Wright says sometimes people are afraid of the growth that they are witnessing, that they witness you having. Sometimes. LPB script says, what you doing? We doing what we got to do today. Right now, we talking about not the same person that you used to know. So we're talking about how people who knew you from a certain time think that they still know you. You may have made some significant changes in your life. You've elevated, you've grown, you've moved on, you've traveled, you've met people, you've done things, you've gone to school, you done graduated, got degrees, you done traveled the world, met people, hobnobbed with influential types of folks. You done learned some stuff. You done changed some things around. You might still be that same OG. Like, don't get it twisted. Yeah, I've made some significant changes in my life that were necessary, but don't think that I can't still, I don't know, get it popping on the dance floor, or run as fast as I used to be able to run, catch a ball, shoot a jump shot. Don't think that I can't still I have the same influence over people that I had before. Yeah, I've mellowed out a little bit, but don't get it twisted. What I could do, I can do. I just may choose to do some things differently than I did before. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm just talking about these are the things that you could go through when dealing with folks who don't want to accept the change in you. one of the real problems that can come out of this is that because people don't think that you've changed and they don't accept that you've changed, they may try to make other people believe that you're still the same. So they're describing you to somebody else, but they're describing the old you to somebody else. Things like that can make people have negative preconceived notions about you. It can take away opportunities at certain times. You know, like what if you were a thief back in the day, or you just had sticky fingers? Let's not call you a thief. Let's say you had sticky fingers back in the day. You used to steal. You used to take things. Maybe it was a thrill for you. You know, not everybody who steals is doing so because they're broke or they're hungry or they're disadvantaged. But let's just say you used to just like to steal stuff because it was fun. It was like I got it. Well, you know, when you do that around certain people, they never forget it. They never forget it. So let's say when you were a teenager, you had sticky fingers. Now you go to a reunion or something, you link back up with old friends and all of this kind of stuff, and they don't want to invite you to their house. You know why? Because they got stuff that they think you might steal. Like, come on, man. And this is real shit. This is real shit. I'll never forget on a personal story. I'll never forget when I had just graduated college, and a friend of mine who was still in school came home for the weekend and invited me over to his friend's house. I took a bottle of Moet. You know, this is you know the early 90s or whatever, like 93, 94. So I took a bottle of Moet over there. I ain't have to. I was going to drink it at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I was drinking good. So I take it over there, and you know, the dude whose apartment we went over, it was a nice apartment out in the burbs, high-end apartment building and all that old mess. And he had a Sega Genesis. And this is the first time I saw a Sega Genesis hooked up to like a sound system. I was like, wow. You know, so we playing on the TV and it's like booming. I'm like, yo, this is dope. But at that time, I wasn't even playing video games. Well, anyway, so we had a nice time, you know, meeting the dude and all of that. We was cool. You know, we drove home. You know, the boy dropped me off because I wasn't driving at the time. He dropped me off at the crib, and the next day he calls me like, yo, the boy's talking about some of his games are missing. I said, okay, why are you telling me that? He said, well, you know, we was there, and you know, when we left, he says that his game, you know, these games that he plays were missing. Then all of a sudden I understood what he was trying to say. I said, what? I said, you playing, right? He said, nah, I ain't trying to accuse you or nothing, but you know, like, I said, nah, dude, we not doing that. I said, we not doing that. I told him, tell that boy to look for his shit. Because I don't know if he drunk too much of the champagne, can't hold his liquor, whatever. I said, but if his games were there, then they still there. If nobody else came to his house during the time or after the time that we were there, then those games are somewhere. Tell him to look for it because he has obviously misplaced those games. And that's all I got to say about that. Now I'm mad at the bull. Like, don't even be calling me about no dumb shit like that. Well, he went to the dude and he must have told him what I said. And guess what? Those games came up. He was like, yeah, you know, he did misplace them. I said, you don't say. You don't say. Now, the only way he could have called me was probably if the dude asked him about me, and he probably didn't have some good things to say. This is what I'm thinking. And I'm like, dude, I ain't grow up having to steal shit. Or, you know, I wasn't no broke kid. And I didn't grow up poor. We wasn't on welfare. We don't come from food stamps and welfare checks and all that kind of shit. No, not to diss nobody who comes from that, but I don't come from that. And I'm proud as fuck that I don't come from anywhere near that shit. No public assistance, no government assistance. We don't do that. Except maybe some student loans, grants and things that get you through school. But no, we don't live like that. My parents had careers and jobs. Yes, careers and jobs. That's what I come from. And he knows that. He knew that. But anyway, so I guess he felt like since he and I have done certain things and blah blah blah, he put it on me. I'm like, why not put it on you? Like, who is you? Well, anyway, the difference between that example and probably a better example is that this wasn't a long time since we had been around each other. I was fresh out of school. So this was like, I graduated in the summertime. This is the fall semester. Or maybe it was the spring semester. Maybe it was the spring semester. But, so it wasn't a long time that we had been separated. But anybody who has gone to school for 22, 23 years of their lives know that as soon as you get out of school, you start changing. Because now you got to start working. You don't live your life through semesters anymore. You might not be carrying a knapsack anymore, a book bag, a damn backpack. Even though I still carry a backpack, but certain things like that. You make adjustments in your life. So once you start changing, you start changing. Once you get out there in the real world, you start learning real world things, and you have to start making real world adjustments in your shit. So people who knew you back in school when you used to be able to turn up a 40 ounce, like I used to be showing off, take a 40 ounce. I never let the mouth of the bottle ever touch my lips, so I would pour it like this. Everybody would be laughing. They thought it was funny and all that kind of shit. So anyway, yeah, when you change, people have to relearn you. They haven't been around you all that time. And even if they have been around you this whole time, they might have to understand that you really are changing. And that can be real hard for some people when they see that you're not the same person today as you were yesterday, last week, last month. And they see you going through the changes, like they seeing it right in real time. Couples go through this. Sometimes married couples, sometimes, romantic couples, they go through this kind of thing where one of the people in the relationships is starting to change. And they're not necessarily changing for the worse. They can be actually changing for the better. But because they're not changing together, it seems like one person is trying to outpace the other one. So you may have to make some adjustments in how you know that person and how you deal with the new person that they are becoming. For example, going to school. Let's say you and your baby, y'all was both just high school graduates and all of that. And so y'all had the view of life from a high school diploma's standpoint. Nothing wrong with that. But let's say your sweetheart starts taking classes at the local university. She's going to school part-time and she's digging it. She's doing better in college than she did in high school. Maybe she always had a brain, but she never had the concentration, the dedication, or she wasn't all up on her schoolwork like she is now. Now she's really into this stuff. So she's really learning new shit. She got projects that she has to do. She's being encouraged to do internships, maybe travel, meeting new people. She's doing different shit. She ain't talking about the same things she used to talk about. You know why? Because she's learning new things. It's changing her inner structure. She's reading new things. She's on another level. She's figuring out some things that used to have her perplexed. And now you're still perplexed by them. Now you're looking at it. You try not to hate, but you listen to her, you hearing her change. Whereas she might have had this, and it's like this and it's like that. Now she's talking more properly. Now, now it's like this and it's like that. I don't really understand why, blah, blah. You like you seeing this shit. And you thinking like, yo, Tina acting different. She getting a little bougie. I'm starting to see that pinky go up. What's up with the pinky, Tina? Meanwhile, you know how Tina smell when she been working around the house or doing exercises. So yeah, her pH is the same. But guess what? Those brain cells done develop. Now you either gonna keep up or you gonna start hating. You either gonna run with her or you gonna start hating, talking about how she done changed and how who she really is. People love to do that. They love to talk about who you really are. Well, the real Emily is like this, and the real T. Carey Wright is like that. The real who else is here? There ain't but a few of us. The real LPB scripts is this, that, and the third. People love that. They love, Yeah, I know who the real person is. We're going to get into this a little bit more. Let's do this intro. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about not the same person that you used to know, and they not doing the same things that used to go, and they not speaking with the old flow. They done changed some shit out, and now you need to know if you really care. You're trying to get in there. You gotta learn who they are and start to prepare yourself and your mind for a different kind, because they running around with a brighter and different shine. So who are you to think that you knew and that you really know who they are today, yo? You gotta elevate your mind, and maybe you will get better and different. Yo, I'ma tell you this, yo. If you want people to respect you, you can't come act they neck you. You really think that you somebody to be laying on the judge. Well, you can't budge me. I'm gonna move the way that I wanna, and I ain't going nowhere that I ain't gonna. So if you wanna be down with this team, well, you gonna have to let me pick. And you looking sick, and you all on some other shit for real. And I ain't trying to let you think that that's the kind of shit I feel. I'm keeping it real in my own heart, doing from my own starting point. And I say, art is something that you just paint on the wall. Give me a different kind of canvas, and I'm about to hand this a brand new ribbon that I just won. And do you understand that I'm a new man, new day, son? Yo, I stunned the crowd with the things I did, because they really didn't think that I could really do that shit, but I can. And I'm a man, and then I stand on my own too and do what I got to do. I handle my biz, you handle yours. I'ma hang out with my home girls and all my boys, and we gonna go to places that help us advance. We gonna have a couple of drinks and take a couple of chances, but we ain't getting reckless no more like you do us, how we used to do before. All right. So that's what we talking about. Do me a little favor, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I need y'all to share this channel. Do what we got to do. They playing with my algorithm, but I'm still up in this bitch and I'ma stay with them. Do you understand? The flow is growing. I'm showing skills up on this motherfucker. And you all know that I'm gonna do what I got to do and make it hot. I'm blowing up your spot, whether you like that shit or not. Yeah, I'm going to have to infuse and make sure that you know that I'm a winner and I won't lose, because I refuse to be the one without the cup, and I'ma fill that bitch on up. All right. Okay. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. What's good? Dimples D's is all up in the house. What's going on, ma? Dimples D's is all up in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you, without a doubt. You know what I mean? They trying to make me struggle out here on a Saturday, but I don't care, man. We gonna push our shit. We gonna push our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, they trying to take me out of algorithm. I'm getting back in it. I'm muscle my way up in this shit. They don't know me like that. So what we're talking about today is not the same person that you used to know. So we're talking about how people don't want to accept your growth. They don't want to accept your advancement. They don't want to accept that you are not the person that they knew before. You done grown. And you are grown. You're grown and you've grown. So that's what we're talking about. By the way, the phone lines are open today. By the way, yeah, the phone lines are open today. Let me put this number all up in that old space. Let you know that you can put the phone to your face. Talk on that bitch and reach this line. And we gonna talk about some of yours and mine. But I shine just like a diamond. Or another kind of rock, like a sapphire. Yeah, the shit is higher and higher. And we gonna admire the things that's good. And all that other shit that I don't like ain't understood. All right. All right. Okay. There we go. There you go. So yeah, what are y'all thinking, man? What comes to your mind when you talk about people who thought they knew you before, or you're not the same person that you used to know? Now, you may have people in your life that you have to relearn. Sometimes you have to relearn things about them that you don't like. Sometimes, my brother, I remember, I'll never forget when my big brother, now this is the big brother that I lived with for a few months before he went into the military. He went into the Air Force. Now, I know that my big brother always had this way about him, like he wanted to stand out in a certain type of way. So he was looking for something in life that he was eventually going to find. But when he went into the Air Force, when he came back, he was different. He was very, very different. And he was different in ways that I didn't really like, to be honest with you. I didn't appreciate it. But he was on his way to becoming that anyway. But the way that he came back from the military is that he came back like on this Republican conservative shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if this is the early 90s. This is the early 90s. Yeah, all through the 90s. So we in our 20s. And you know how it is. When you're in your 20s, you talking about your big brother, the way y'all used to hang, go out here looking for chicks, party, the shit that we was into. And this cat fucked around and got married at like age 22, 21, 22, and shit, as soon as he went into the military. And he went into the military, you couldn't tell him shit when he came home. He was he was red and white, white and blue, the stripes and stars. He was all in. I mean, wearing the uniform, everything was USA. I was like, so he's USA, and I'm fight the power all day. I ain't want to hear none of that shit. I was learning a different him. I'm not sure if I was any different, but I guess I was, because instead of just speaking from a passionate standpoint, I actually had information to go along with what I was learning. So, we were both different and we had to learn each other. And we did, kind of, because we weren't around each other like that anymore consistently. So the only time I saw him was when he came home. He was, stationed in Germany. He came, he lived over there for years. And then he came back to the States, and he never moved back to Philly. Never moved back to this state, anywhere near it. He lived in New Mexico for a while. Now he's in Florida. He's been in Florida for a long time. And that's where he considers to be his home. So think about it. He's a Republican conservative, a black Republican conservative living in Florida. If you can do the math, this shouldn't be that hard. So accepting those changes in him wasn't no easy thing, because we grew up getting harassed by the cops, being under suspicion. You know what I mean? We grew up in the 80s, all that damn segregation, all that racism, and so you're a black Republican conservative. All Byron Donalds out. All Tim Scotted out. All, that so-called black Supreme Court Justice, Uncle Tom. Clarence Thomas, Uncle Thomas, sort of like that. So he was true to that shit. It wasn't just something he was dipping into. He was on that. He was living that life. He was buttoning up and zipping up. So, he wasn't the same person I used to know. And to be honest with you, I miss that person. Now, I don't even know how he felt about me, because I was never on that kind of shit. I was Public Enemy in the headphones, Louis Farrakhan on the screen, or I'm at the rally, that kind of shit. But, you have to, when either you, like, just because I knew him as my brother, my blood brother too, this ain't no play brother or nothing like that. So me knowing him as a teenager, growing up and all of that, growing up together, I can't say that I know him now. He made significant changes in his life. The way he thinks, the way he feels, the things that he does is different. He's a good man. But for me, at that time, he wasn't good in the way that I needed him to be good. If you can understand that, if you can respect that. And I understand if you don't. It used to confuse me too. Varshay McDonald, what's good? Thanks for coming through. Dimple says, if your relationship was previously imbalanced, your positive changes could upset the power dynamic, making some people feel uncomfortable or threatened. That's a fact. That's an actual fact. So when people think that they know you, they will tell other people that they know you. I'm from Philly, the land of the haters. And I hate to call it that shit. They call it the city of brotherly love, but that's not what we practice. We practice hating on people when they make it. So people will tell you, Beanie Siegel, this is who he really is, blah, 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 blah. Well, one thing about Beanie Siegel is that he confirmed that he was he was living what he was talking about on the record. Just being real. But you see like a Will Smith. Well, yeah, I knew Will when he's blah, 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 blah. Even though Will Smith has always been corny to me, I can't deny that the Will Smith that was performing with Jazzy Jeff at the Wynn Ballroom is not or should I say, the Fresh Prince who was performing at the Wynn Ballroom ain't the same Will Smith that's one of the top actors ever. You know what I mean? It's not, he's not the same person. So the Fresh Prince or the Will Smith that graduated from Overbrook High School ain't the same Will Smith that you see out here. He done learned a lot. He done grew a lot. He's done a lot, way more in his career and in the public eye than any of us could ever imagine. So, you know, cats who knew him from back in the day, like Ready Rock C, who used to be the human beatbox for him, or Omar, who used to be his background dancer. They had to relearn Will Smith. Like, damn, Will changing, you know, he's doing his thing. You know, he started doing the movies, he wasn't the same as when we was doing the records. He's not the same. But one thing about when you come from a city like this, once you start to get on the come up, you got to deal with a whole lot of people telling other people how you really are and what you really do and who the real you are. It's a fact. It's a fact. You ain't even got to make it too far in life. They going to start talking before. Maybe it's a form of clout chasing. You can call it whatever you want. But the shit has a way of getting in the way because people think they know you and they speaking on who you really are instead of finding out who today you really are. Hit the like button. Share the show. Hit the like button. Share the show. I'm not going to ask you for a whole lot. All I need you to do is hit the like button. You got that shit is right there. Maybe you got to come out of the app for a second, but hit that shit and wreck it. All right. So, yeah. So, by the way, if y'all want to call into the show, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call us at, a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. Instead of 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. It's the Daily Go Get 'Em show. So, I'm sorry. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun show. So, yeah. Thinking that they know you, or should I say, not the same person that you used to know. Not the same person that you used to know. Listen, man, you know who really, really has a problem in this area? People who struggle with substance abuse. People who used to get high, people who were addicted to drugs, they got to go through a whole lot of people thinking that they still know them. You ain't nothing but a crackhead. You nothing but a fiend. Nothing but a crackhead. Yeah, and I seen when you was out on the street, homeless as hell, with your hand out, trying to tell me another story, trying to dance for me. Anything that you could do to get a couple of dollars, take a chance for me. Yeah, I remember you. Don't try to act new. I don't care what you say or what you ever do. You the same crackhead that used to be on the ad, and a new way of life is not something you ever have. So don't act like you're trying to get fly. I don't care what kind of changes you made. I know that you was before, and if I pull out a rock, eyes gonna get big for sure. And I can make you smoke and take you right back where you had to be. See, you the same as me. Yeah, people like that. They have a lot of problems. People thinking that they still know them. Not even interested in getting to relearn them. People who used to be promiscuous. You still a hoe. You was a hoe before, and you a hoe now. Gotta deal with that. Idiotic genius, what's good? Says it. Hold on. Idiotic Genius says, I have an identical twin that used to be cool till he got married, and now he's condescending towards people, and I don't recognize him anymore. Just because just because she's changed him. I want to slap him daily. Damn, man, and that's your identical twin. Wow. And it's funny because some identical twins strive to stay the same and stay, similar and close like that all their lives. And some identical twins have been known to try to, like, listen, I don't always want to be associated with my brother or my sister. You know what I mean? I don't want you to feel like when you see one, you see the other. I got to do my own thing. They got to do their own thing. So you might be dealing with a situation like that. Not saying that you're trying to keep y'all together in the same way that y'all used to be looked at. But yeah, when you see, man, I just know this, idiotic genius. I feel you. I really, really do. This is because my big brother, I was like, this nigga here, the fuck. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? How you feeling? Peyton Relines. Happy almost Thanksgiving. Yo, sounds good to me. Happy almost Thanksgiving. I'll take it. Okay. And Colton Babs is still campaigning. They can't even, you can't even accept the win. And look, he talking about some eight listeners laughing my ass off. How many are listening to you? Just, I mean, we can do this. No matter what. Yo, no moderators. Don't cut this dickhead off. Damn. No, don't let him live. No, don't cut him off. Don't cut him off. Let him rock. I want to know how many are listening to you. How many more? Oh, yeah? Yeah, show me the 8 that are listening to you. Show me the one. Matter of fact, since you such a smart ass, you see the number pinned right there. You can call in. But I know you're not going to call in. You know why? Because I smell pussy. And that would be you. I know I smell pussy. And if you're not a pussy, the number is right there, 319-527-6199. And tell me, you can call in, I'll give you the floor, and you can tell me how come I only have 8 listeners or whatever the number is as it fluctuates. You can tell me how come you deserve to have 8 listeners instead of me. Because those 8 listeners were here when you got here. Maybe you made number 8. Maybe you made number 9. I'm not sure. But I bet you won't pick up that fucking phone because you are a hater. You a hater and you a pussy. But I'm going to let you live. You know what I mean? I'm going to let you live. I'm just let you. I just want you to know you have come to the right place. If you trying to troll or you trying to clout chase, you've come to the right place. You're going to have some fun today. I suggest you hold on to your hat. Hold on to your hat. Ain't nobody coming here to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. He says, nice blanket for your background. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's better than a whole lot of other people's background. Yeah. I guess, the sign is made of cloth too, huh? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I said I smell pussy. He's a straight bitch. He's a straight bitch. But I don't see nobody calling that line though. See, one thing I know is niggas and bitches. And the other thing that I know is that nigga is a bitch. And I know it. I don't have to guess. I don't have to Google. I don't have to read. I don't have to ask. Some things you can tell just by looking. And I see it. He's soft as powder, ugly as work shoes, weak as a Calvin cooler. But as we proceed to give you what you need. So yeah, when people think they know you from before, it's hard for them to accept that you have moved on, that you've advanced, that you've gotten better, that you're doing new things, different things, better things. You may be forging your own path. So, like I said, people who have struggled with drug abuse, they really struggle with this shit because people want to see them still down, still dirty, still begging, still unable to hold a job, still, still being a slave to their addiction. They want to see that. They want that to still be the case. They want to always be able to say that they are here and you are here. So no matter how much you study, how much you change, how much you work on yourself, how much you network, how much you advance, they want to always feel like they're here. But they're not. They're not. Now, the real problem with that is that they will try to tell other people that you are. Imagine being clean. Imagine being clean for 5 years, 5 months. Imagine being clean for 5 months. You worked out your calf legs. You feeling good. You done put on 20 or 30 pounds because now you're eating. You're healthier. You're working out. You're feeling better. You're glad that you finally got that monkey off your back of addiction. And you go back around the way and motherfuckers like, yo, what up, man? You know what I mean? You still, what's up? Yo, you looking good, but you want to go get something? Like, go get something. What you talking? Oh, man, no, I don't get high no more. Man. Oh, you don't get high no more? Okay. All right, well, that's good. That's good. How long you been, off the joint? How long you been clean? Listen, I stopped getting high last year. You know what I mean? I'm still working on some things, but I'm good. Got my NA thing. Oh shit, hold on. You might have your NA chain or something like that. And you're proud of where you're going, what direction that you're flowing in. And they trying to keep you right down. They keep trying to keep you right back where you used to be. Like, no. So regardless of whether you think I still do this or they still do that, or I'm subject to this, or you think I owe this, that, and the third, well, you got to relearn me because maybe you knew the drunk me. You knew the drug addict me. You knew the crackhead me, whatever me that you knew. You don't know this one, this person. And guess what? Even when you were getting drunk or high or whatever, you still had thoughts of your own. Maybe they were just suppressed because of what you were subjecting yourself to before. So it is what it is. All right. So Ansel says, I was out at a sports jersey, ran into someone I was deployed with. We remember each other from 20 years ago and talked about everything like it was yesterday. Yeah, because y'all have those yesterdays to talk about. But do you know what happens in 20 years? You know the development that people go through in 20 years. 20 years, you might not have had no kids. Now you might have 3 or 4 kids. 20 years, you might not have been married. Might not have even had a girlfriend. Now you might be married, wife, kids, family, career, business of your own. You know what I mean? Working on your future, working on your fortune. A lot can happen in 20 years. So people who knew each other in high school. This is one thing about social media that really turned me off about social media when it first got when I first came into it. Not so much on MySpace, but definitely when Facebook came out, because, remember when Facebook came out, they wouldn't let anybody have different names, no monikers. Everybody had to use their government name or a government name or a government sounding name. And it was a way to reconnect with old people that you hadn't seen in years. So Facebook was acting like ancestry.com. You know what I mean? Like you were catching up with people that you hadn't known or seen since elementary school, middle school, high school, college, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Now y'all finally reconnected. And what I saw on the negative side was people were still trying to be bullies. Oh, look, such and such swear they the shit now. But they know when we was in high school, they wasn't this, they wasn't that. They couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. And I was looking at this shit like, look at this shit here. So you mad because now you're the bum. Now you're not the cool kid. Now they don't need you. They don't have to come through you in order to have something and be something. And they don't give a fuck about what you think, who you are, and they might not even be trying to impress you. So yeah, they was nerds back in the day. Yeah, maybe they couldn't fight back in the day. Yeah, they might have been corny back in the day. Yeah, maybe they weren't so smart back in the day. Yeah, maybe they weren't in the in crowd. They weren't the mover and the shaker. Maybe they was just holding on. Well, now other people are holding on to them. But not you. Because now you're in a position where you need to talk about how somebody else used to be back in the day. You in a position, you have advanced to the position of a hater. You have advanced to the position of a hater. And they done moved on like, well, yeah, you can say whatever you want to about how we did back in high school. We ain't in high school. We ain't in high school. We ain't in college. We ain't in the gym. We ain't at the rec center. We ain't at none of them places that your mindset is still stuck in. Look, you over here online trying to hook up with other people from high school or middle school or whatever, so y'all can still keep that same negative energy that y'all used to use to click up and keep other people out. Exclude people. That's the word I'm looking for. The same energy that y'all used to use to include only the cool kids and exclude everybody else that wasn't down to kiss y'all ring and kiss y'all ass and allow y'all to slap them around and tease them and ridicule them. You looking for those people. Well, y'all got to find somebody else to bully, because ain't nobody going for that no more. We done moved on. People done moved on. And don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people that haven't changed in that regard. There are people out there that haven't advanced. Damn, TK Rice. He said 20 years you lost your parents or siblings. You ain't never lied. Lost mutual friends. Facts. Had accidents or moved into a new city or state. This seems personal. Ansel Jones says, still holding on to being the cool table in the lunchroom. Yeah, I mean, some people, they can't stand that it's not like that no more. So they need, instead of learning who you are now, they want to disbelieve that, like, no, you still corny. I don't care how much money you got, you still corny. And yo, when I hear people talk like that, I be like, okay. Because nobody brought up the money. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody brought up anybody having money and that being they claim to fame. So when people say that shit out of the blue, you know what's on their mind. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how fly his girl is. I don't care. I don't care if his kid won the spelling bee. I don't care if his kid. I don't care if his daughter is Aquila from Aquila and the Bee. He's still corny. She's still corny. He's still corny. She's still corny. He's still corny. She's still corny. She could never be around me. Can't be all up on me. I am better than they ever was. And I ain't trying to hear none of that shit, even if they got a buzz. You know why? Because I'm still fly. And they ain't all of that, even though they got mad stacks and maybe a lot of prestige in me. And my friends know they no longer need, but they still bleed the same blood that I do. So I'ma still flood this shit and get them through. And I'ma make sure that everybody know the real you. Because I remember you and how you do and how you still feel. You ain't gonna tell me that you don't feel no kind of way that you did before, because I know that for sure you do. Yeah. Yeah. Not the same person that you used to know. She used to be nothing but a promiscuous hoe. She let my man hit, my brother hit, my cousin hit, even fuck my old boyfriend. This on some other shit. I can't, nobody leave your man around her because she going to get through him, take the dick and start to drown her throat with the shit that he got. And it's a lot. And you don't trust that bitch because she gonna make the switch. I'm just saying. Promiscuity, drug addiction is one thing that people do not like to let go of or accept the changes in you. They don't want to do it. And don't let it be somebody you used to go with, an old flame, an old love, an old love interest. You talking about you don't cheat no more. Shit, they ain't never gonna believe that shit. Mert 38 says, bro, back in the days, we make gangster shit. We make gangster shit, dog. He says, not like Tupac stuff in this. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. We do have a call on the line. We got a call on the line. We're gonna take the caller right now. By the way, thanks for coming through, Mert dog. Mert 38. Appreciate you. All right, caller with the last numbers 4215. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this afternoon?
What up, Owen, everybody, man?
My dude.
First off, fuck that troll.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Man, not the same person, not the person you used to know. Mm-hmm. Man, if anybody's still the same as they were 30 plus years ago, they dead.
How about that?
Spiritually walking around here zombied out.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And it's real weird that actually some people are actually living like that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I don't know. I just sort of got tripped up right from that damn troll bastard, man. But but people that you grew up with, or even relatives, like that. I mean, some of them have changed. I mean, have completely changed. I mean, as far as where identity is concerned. If you follow where I'm going with all, with all the letters in the rainbow.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna live and live. I mean, because that's the only choice. I'm no longer living in my team. So.
Right.
Yeah, I really can't put my finger at anybody and say, well, you know what, you should be. Who the fuck am I to tell somebody else what to do? Or how to live, Be happy and be happy, farewell, be well, all that. But as far as people being how they used to be, some people were actually, grew up broken, low self-esteem because of how some people grew up on the poor side, You know, I was ridiculed for wearing, the same shoes for 6 months. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now they walking around like down that wall,
Yeah.
Yeah. But not much in anybody's face because they always do it with humility. Those are the rare ones.
What?
Or
What? Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say that, trying to relearn somebody is normally something that people don't want to do. When people see a certain consistency in the things that you do, it makes them feel like they know you, and they do know you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they know what's going on inside of you. So whatever's going on inside of you is what's going to manifest itself later on when you start to get in touch with whatever you've been feeling or whatever that you've been wanting to do for your whole life. And now you are actually taking advantage of the chances that you have to advance. Whereas before it might not have been anything like that. So I always wondered why do people get so discouraged or try to shy away from getting to know who the new person is? And do you think that the same way that people try to deny the changes in other people, do you think that stunts their own growth? Like, could the reason that they are trying to keep somebody else from recognizing or realizing how much different that they could be, is it because they want to try to stay the same themselves, or they're afraid to make the necessary changes?
I think it's more of the latter. Some people get in comfort zones and don't know how to get out of it. Don't want to get out of it.
Yeah.
Shoot. And that's a time killer in itself. That's up there with procrastination, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Like it ain't easy. It ain't easy to make the decision to start being different. And it takes a while before you actually change and keep the change going. Like, we in the media, stuff like that, we have what they say, total makeovers and things like that, where they make the outside of things look different. But until you change the inside of shit, the outside is always going to represent the inside, and the outside is really just it's just like putting on makeup or putting on a uniform or a costume. Yeah, like putting on a costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like Michael Myers, but it's really Dave. That's Dave.
Yeah, because they can't change their voice.
I know, right? well, at least with Michael Myers, you don't have to speak. But
that's a good one.
I wonder how much whoever played Michael Myers and Jason, I wonder how much they got paid. Like, yo, this is a non-speaking role. Look, you the main character in this movie, but it's a non-speaking role. Like, you ever think about that shit? It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, on the hip hop side. Now, that there are, everybody has some kind of voice. I mean, vocally, you might have heard them on some tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who I've never heard speak on the record?
Who's that?
Like with the hand. I gave you a hint right there with the name of the title. Speaks with his hands.
Terminator X? Yeah. He speaks with his hands, right?
Yeah.
You funny, man.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Speaking of hip hop, now, or any music industry artist or whatever, or just the entertainment industry in and of itself. The longer you stay in the industry, the more changes you're going to undergo. You're going to change. You're not, you look at somebody like Lizzo. Just a few years ago, she rolling around on stage, half-ass naked, almost naked sometimes. You know what I mean? She was doing whatever she could do in order to get notoriety, in order to promote herself, in order to, give off this feeling of being free and of being uninhibited and all of that kind of shit. And you see her now she's putting on clothes. She done been through some shit. The industry done smacked her around a little bit, been part of a scandal, you know what I mean? And she sees like, yo, this shit can all be taken away from you in a few minutes. But if you never lasted more than 5 years or more, you'll never see the growth and development and changes in this artist. And this is one of the reasons that I talk about like Biggie and Tupac a lot. When people try to say that they was the best, they was the greatest, and I'm like, you can't say that because they just didn't have enough time in. You don't know what they would have. We didn't see them grow. We didn't get a chance to see them grow.
Right.
Neither one of them were in the industry more than 5 years. From the time that they came out to their death, shit, Biggie didn't even have 5 years. He came out with Party and Bullshit in what, 93? And he was dead in 97. Right. 4 years. Now you can concentrate a whole lot of shit and hits and skills and all of that in that 4 years. But what you don't see is what would have happened when he turned 30, when he turned 40, when he turned 50. We don't know if he would have been able to deal with the pressures of show business and having to deal with social media and the power of multimedia and the internet. We don't know how they would have handled that. Same thing.
You know what? And you got me thinking about another group that they tried switching over to mainstream and they lost their fan base and they didn't last 5 years. The Fat Boys.
You know what? The Fat Boys actually did last 5 years.
Was it 5 years? Okay, so it was like teetering around there.
Yeah.
So after that wipe out, that wiped them out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely were the victims of commercialism. And that's sad because they were actually very good. They were as good as Run DMC. They really were. They were as good as Run DMC, maybe even better. Honestly. Yeah. Organically. But they had that gimmick. That Fat Boys gimmick, and it actually put money in their pocket, but that was probably to their detriment because they lost their original artist. Which is sad because the original shit. I like the Human Beatbox better than Dougie Fresh. To be honest with you, he just had more bass. You can feel that shit. You know what I mean?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, his shit was hot. but yeah. Right. So, but look at somebody like Eminem. When Eminem came out, he was talking about getting high all the time, popping pills, committing suicide, killing his baby mom. Yeah. Killing his baby mom, hating his mother.
Yeah.
He made songs about that shit. Huh?
And put it to film. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? We got to see Eminem turn 30, 40, and 50 years old. This ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? So yeah, this ain't the same Eminem as he was in 1997, 98, 99, 2000s up until he was still popping really, really hard. He's different.
Yeah.
We can't paint him in the same. He even made a song about how, how when he hears them songs about him dissing his mom, like he was getting high at the time. He admits it. He was like, I was getting high, I didn't know how to handle certain things. So I just spoke out of my pain and out of my addiction. And unfortunately, this is how I introduced the world to my mom. And it's fucked up. Yeah, she had her problems, but I shouldn't have done it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And just imagine, his mom looking at him like that's not the son I that I raised or that I expect to see at that point,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, growth and development, having to relearn somebody or getting to know the new them, it's important. Because if you can't do that for somebody else, nobody can do it for you.
Right.
So, you want people to still be talking about how you used to pee on yourself, or, you know what I mean? Or how you couldn't fight, or how you was dirty, or how your teeth was all, look at people who get their teeth fixed. They don't want to hear none of them buck-tooth stories. They don't want to hear that shit.
Not one.
You know what I mean? I don't want to see no buck-tooth pictures. I don't want to hear no buck-tooth stories. Like, nah.
Yeah.
I moved on from that shit. And even though that might sound petty to somebody, for that person who lived it, it was a thorn in their side. Like everybody is identifying me by this little flaw, this little physical flaw. Well,
yeah, and those would be the same ones that wind up on them on one of them talk shows on the "How You Like Me Now" type of thing.
Oh Lord, and Maury used to kill me. He used to kill me with them dumbass shows. And what we say, first you didn't want me, now I'm hot. Some old dumb. I used to be like, why? Because you got a skirt that's so short you can't sit down in. And then they used to have the dudes coming on the show with their shirt off. I'm like, what kind of shit is y'all producers on? You know what I mean? What kind of dumb is? So this is why you hot? Man, I'll never forget the episode that I saw. I'll never forget the episode that I saw in there with a boy, like the chick, she had on the skimpy skirt and all of that kind of shit. And he was still like, yeah, all right, well, still. He still wasn't interested. Like, nah, I'm good. Fuck out of here. Yo, I was surprised they even aired that episode because he was like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, nah, that's not the change that we talking about. That's a bunch of producer shit. She probably wasn't no different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like whether we've all had things that we wish didn't exist in our lives as we was growing up, and many of us have done the work in order to shake that energy off. But people keep trying to keep you in that space.
Keep you in that box every time you want to go down memory lane. There you are.
Man, there's a reason. Yeah. Well, like, I've always been hard on people who get like cosmetic surgery to lose weight and all that shit. Yeah. And all of that. But deep down in my heart, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like, even if I don't appreciate the technique that they employed in order to get to that point, I understand. I understand what was going on with them mentally and emotionally that made them make the decision. So if you used to be really fat or whatever, and then you lose weight, you don't want to be, you don't want to revisit that time when you didn't like yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's not to say that you totally love yourself today, but you ain't trying to go back to that. I could deal with exactly. You don't want to, you might have sanitized all of your photos, so you don't have to look at that anymore because you don't want that anymore. You want people to recognize you for who you are now. and you may really be that.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
I knew somebody that grew up in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
And once a blood, always a blood. Once a Crip, always a Crip. So I thought.
Right.
But
yeah,
they wasn't embracing that. They ain't want to, they ain't want to talk about that shit. Like they like, listen, I that was my life. I grew up in that. It served me for a certain time because I was younger. But now I don't want to. I definitely don't want that for my kids, and I don't want that kind of energy around them, and I don't want it around me no more. So yeah, maybe I used to be a blood. I used to be a Crip. I used to be a gangster disciple. I used to be a vice lord or whatever. Like that's not me no more. Like I've made these changes in my life. Don't associate me with that faction because that's not a good thing to be. That shit can still get me hurt. You know what I mean?
And that explains why a lot of people move geographically too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the world is bigger than what we grew up from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And thank God for that. Really.
Yeah. Definitely. Now, however, some people, and I don't know, I might be a little different. I mean, I may be feeling comfortable where I am right now because it's not where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
And so for somebody to tell me just because they might have seen me going through whatever I was going through over the past 20 years here or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember you come from, nigga, you don't know me from the crack of your ass.
I mean,
because you know what I'm going through. I mean, you know me, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because people will try to tell you that they know you and insist on it. Like you want to accept that, like, oh yeah, you got me here. You know me. Like, ain't nobody gonna do that shit. You don't know don't know how these wheels are turning in my brain. You don't know how my heart is beating. You ain't got no stethoscope. And people, if you haven't actually made the change and just moved to another place, that's different because you're going to run into the same old shit because you haven't really changed.
Exactly.
Your energy is still going to attract the same element as that you attracted when you were wherever you were before. But if you have actually made the change, look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
People who enter the witness protection program, like they have to be different. They don't have the option of being anything or doing things any kind of way that they used to do them before, because that's going to be a total violation of the witness protection program, and then they won't have any witness protection anymore. Like, all right, well, you must not need our help because you violated.
I do it too.
You violated this program. So if you were an organized crime or some shit like that, and now and you got witness protection because you snitched on somebody or you turned state's evidence, you have to lose. You got to shake off however you were before. You can't enter the witness protection program and be like, my name is not really I don't know, Joey Gambino. That's not my real name. No. My real name,
I ran across somebody, man. I ran across somebody some years back that actually had to do the name change. I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I was really straight about to start talking about, hey, remember that one day when we were in class, whatever. Yeah, but and as far as like the change the number, he wrote down, he had to, he gave a whole different name. I'm like, yo, okay, yeah. For judicial reasons.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. So,
and I take it that they probably had to, they relocated them. So I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, but you look at what was his name? Gravano, the one who told on John Gotti. Last name Gravano.
Yeah.
He entered the witness protection program and let everybody know he was in the witness protection program. Like
somebody ain't working. Did they ever find him or what?
Yeah. He did interviews and all kinds of shit.
Oh shit. And
yeah. He did interviews. He was on 2020. I thought he was going to tell on me, so I told on him, and I stand by. I'm like, this motherfucker crazy. He even went back to jail because he committed some crime. I guess something inside of him was saying, "I just got to be a gangster. I just got to be a gangster. I just got to be a gangster."
Oh man. Yeah. Well, last I sort of heard is like Bad Boy moving in silence, right? So, what do you? Yeah, ain't no question there, is it?
That's his name. Sammy the Bull. Sammy Gravano.
Oh.
Sammy the Bull Gravano. Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, he got into all kinds of shit. He got into all kinds of shit because he just. I guess that witness protection suburban life. I guess it just got too boring for him.
I guess so. Yeah. Some people, yeah.
See,
some people don't know how to embrace peace, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I guess getting to know the new him wasn't all that necessary because he was going to tell you. Right. He was going to tell you who the new him was.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to the old him. But yeah, man, people really want to feel like they have the inside track on who you really are, even though they only know who you really were. And that's based on the observation. They don't know you like that. But they'll tell other people that they do.
So now I understand, until you get a little smaller, so it can get physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes you sort of appreciate, forms like this, How long we been rocking now? What, a good 5-6 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's 24, 2017, 18, yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But only with like-minded people,
Right. So I mean, y'all can speak on certain things as far as this is concerned that a lot of people can't speak on. They think I'm brand new. Like, no, you know what I mean? But even with that, during this show, a lot of people, they click on and they really think they know you. They feel like, his stories sound authentic. So this is the kind of person he is. I'm like, okay. Hey, I mean, if it works for you, it works for me.
Right.
But if I read half a book, I can't say that I know everything that's in that book.
That's right.
People will do that shit. People will read they'll read the intro or the preface, and they'll read the last chapter and be like, "Yeah, this book was great."
Yeah. Yeah, just like when you see a clip of a video of something going on, but don't see how it started.
Yeah, man. Sound bites and video clips. And that's the flavor of the day these days, boy. That shit is a pain in the ass. That shit is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, help me understand how much somebody gets paid for that. I mean, bragging rights is just to talk and just to hear myself speak. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I was elected most talkative at one time, like in school somewhere, I wasn't talking about mindless shit. I don't think.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Being diverse as far as like being socially diverse. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Socially diverse, knowing a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
Looking at somebody's social media page, you see it's more than one. Interacting with different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess that's how people become around it. But everybody has a phone stuck in their hand right now, so and in their face, and nobody knows how to.
You ever,
directly,
you ever play? You ever play a sport like basketball, football, or something, and maybe you used to play against somebody that was better than you, and they was just better than you at the sport, and maybe y'all hadn't been around each other in a while, so you start practicing, you started getting good on your own, and you figure like the next time you see that person, you might in your mind you might be thinking that their game is exactly as it was the last time that y'all played each other, as if they don't practice more and against different people. So you might have gotten better, and you swear you're gonna beat that person at their game, and you might play them and lose. You know what I mean? Like you got better, you got a lot better, but they got a lot better. So you're not gonna be the only one that ever advances. You're not gonna be the only one that ever gets better at something. You're not gonna be the only one that's still playing and trying to improve. You're never gonna be that person. So the same way,
evolving by yourself. Yeah.
But yeah, in a vacuum, basically. Yeah. So
you think about one particular time where I don't even mention, like when you were in Penn State, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're in college and you came back, you thought everybody else had grown with you too because you did, and that's not the case.
It ain't. Hey, some people were stuck right in that comfort zone of when they were their best selves in the eyes of other people, and they don't want to live. That's like I said, when Facebook first came out, it was people on there. I was seeing people on there getting bullied and shit. I was like, this is crazy. This is straight insanity. Nobody care about what you did in 11th grade.
You didn't wear that letter off that jacket. You still wear it.
You don't take that prom king queen energy somewhere. Nobody want to see that shit. Nobody care about that shit. You must be out your goddamn mind.
Almost me.
But people will do it. People will do it. That was the prime. They was in their prime. Speaking of that, speaking of being in your prime, outside of sports or entertainment or some kind of way, what does the prime of your life look like as a regular 9-to-5 citizen? How do we measure that?
Wow, I look at it as somebody that actually has like a mental, like a daily plan. Have your days planned out, and pretty much just sticking to your script and just making it better. I think. Now that's it. When aspirations are high, just like a teenager about to graduate high school, going out into the world, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
Have all the energy and enthusiasm, and then when certain circumstances come across and whatever, and you have to deal with it, and you never had the experience firsthand.
Okay. The reason
how go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that the reason I asked that is because like last Friday, with the Tyson fight, and people were saying that this ain't the Tyson of when he was in his prime, and I got to think about him and Muhammad Ali would kind of rob both of their prime, because Muhammad Ali was kicked out of boxing because he didn't want to go to Vietnam, and Mike Tyson went to jail in his so-called prime of his career. So I'm like, okay, now exactly what is your? I guess your prime of your career in show business is when you're at the height of your popularity and you're in demand a lot. And you're basically winning. So it got me to thinking like, well, what's the prime? When are you in your prime as a regular citizen, a regular person? Like, is it when do we just do it by age? So you in your prime and from age 20 to 29 or some shit like that, or like what's the determination?
until the old hormonal machine starts slowing down.
I mean, seriously, like, how do we measure your prime as a regular person? You probably have to make the determination yourself. Like, yo, that's when I was in my prime. Like, maybe you just have to know when you felt the most confident and when you felt like you was, I don't know, is it when you making the most money? Does that make your prime as a regular person?
You know what? I think my answer to that now is being the healthiest.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, and I guess I can say that from a physical aspect. You said in our 20s. Yeah, you were definitely in our prime there as far as that.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline is, I guess it was sort of a thing. But then again, we were experimenting doing what we wanted to do too. So feeling invincible. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're probably at your most confident time of your life, that's probably your prime. Well, what if it takes all the way until you got into your 40s?
Ooh, that's a longevity.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for some people, that's how it go. Shoot, it may have taken you all the way into your 40s to finally get healthy, to finally feel good about yourself. There are a lot of things that can happen.
That's true. That's very true. Sometimes that can be like a roller coaster right there too, as far as like that aspect right there, which is in the 30s and 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But just trying to attain a grip. As far as because like you said, addiction, that's sort of like a number one culprit,
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Some people just get lost in that, and other opportunities will tend to pass by.
Yeah. Yeah.
And age discrimination is a thing, especially if you're asking somebody else for something, sort of like a job or a loan or whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. So we talk about not the same person that you used to know. What if your parents are the ones that are changing? Like, can you get to know your parents who raised you, who birthed you, who are normally the ones watching you go through changes and watching you grow and having to relearn you? What happens if it's them? Like, all right, let me give you like an example. Let's say when you were younger, your parents was on drugs. So they were getting high all the time. So needless to say, they were probably, more neglectful towards you. Their energies were definitely divided and heavily concentrated in negativity. But what if they've stopped all of that? Really, really stopped. Maybe they battle addiction, going in and out of rehab, stopping, starting, all that kind of shit. What if?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to use a different scenario because I really can't relate that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you and I, we can relate for like family splitting up. Parents divorce.
Yeah.
That, seeing how both parties have evolved differently, be it for good or bad, or they just grew apart. how that affects, that affects how the kids look, how the children look at the parent. But that's where I think I'm grateful for this, that both of the parents didn't neglect me.
Yeah,
I didn't feel neglected.
that is a good thing.
If anything, with both of them moving on and getting other spouses, I feel like I have more in my arsenal as far as like information or people to go to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so like growing up with both sets of grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that much anymore, you know?
Yeah. It's hard. When I hear people say that they still have both sets, I'm like, damn. What's this, the Cosby Show? Like, that shit ain't, man. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely didn't grow up with nothing like that. I had my grandmother on my mom's side and my grandfather on my dad's side. That's it.
And I was lucky to have both my grandparents until like I was in my 30s. Man.
That is lucky.
Now that's like that was a blessing. But I wish that I recorded their conversation. Because that's what some people suggest you do, to get the true history from their perspective.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that can talk about the 60s and the riots and what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of 60s and riots, let's say you used to be a white supremacist. White hoods on the head. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? He has a really good accent too. Put a hood on you, we ain't gonna know. We could probably infiltrate. So let me get this straight. You applied for the Klan. You already had the hood, the sheet. You already had. Like, take that shit off. Well, let me see you. Like, we don't even cover our face no more. Like this one. He's like, no, I'm a purist. I do it like we used to do back in the day.
My grandpa gave me this here.
That's right. I don't show my face. Like, we always knew who each other was, though. Well, you can find out who we are when we ride. But anyway, what if you were that way back in the day and you were raised in it and you really believed in it, or you gravitated towards it, whatever, but you were definitely in that life? I think it would be really hard for people to ever look at you as not being a racist anymore, not practicing racism anymore, or really having more liberal style feelings, or at least not being as far to the right as you used to be. It'll probably be really hard to shake off that kind of energy, justifiably so, because it wasn't just your feelings that go along with that shit. There are things that you probably done that confirmed your belief in that world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's a toughie.
Definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely is.
Yeah. Like, you mean, all right, you all kumbaya and feeding the homeless and helping black people out and Hispanics and all of that, but we was there. We heard what you said. We know how you live. You know what I mean? You literally have blood on your hands.
That still can be a dinner topic.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I helped some young nigger. Yeah, one of them.
Right? One of them coloreds.
There you go.
I don't hate coloreds no more. Colored spicks, they're all people. We're all people.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds real convincing. I don't see color. I don't see color.
Oh my God, I don't see color. Yeah. How you gonna tell me that I still see color? No, I don't. There ain't no colors. I'm not white. They're not black.
Okay. Yeah, part of that you're right with.
Right? Like, I can prove. But yeah. But I'm sure that there are people who have gone through that kind of experience. They want to shake off that previous, racist energy or whatever. It ain't that easy to do. You done some shit. It might be easier for you to shake off the drug addict thing because you can do that. But shaking off a whole lineage of
that you grew up with,
right? Straight white supremacy that benefited you and only you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to, that's gonna be a hard sell. That's gonna be a hard sell. But
let it all go.
But some claim to have done it. Some claim to have really, really changed everything around in their world from that, and they don't consider themselves to be like that anymore. Like that part of them has died, and they insist that it's dead. And I'm like,
okay,
yeah, right. I'm like,
okay. Well, but pay off some HBCU tuition. How about that?
You have to do more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Thanksgiving. You got to give out some turkeys. Summertime coming around. You gotta supply some cookouts or something. At least a DJ. I don't know, something. If I was still a white supremacy, you think I would supply a DJ? I would supply a band. Anyway. Mate.
Yeah. All right, shoot.
But yeah, man, when you really have changed, or somebody really has changed, it's not always validated in everybody else's mind. Now, hopefully, you're not caught into that kind of thinking, to whereas somebody has to co-sign your shit in order for it to be true in your own life. And because if you get caught up into trying to prove to everybody that you have changed, and I've seen people do this, maybe they harbor so much resentment or shame for how they used to be. Okay, like this. This is a kind of a cerebral one. Let's say you were the type of person that was always looking for validation of worth from others. So you were looking for those pats on the back. You were looking for those that praise from people. Like you just couldn't live without it. You never felt good if people weren't telling you that you were good, or that you were great, or that you were important, or that you were worthy, or that you were special, or that you mattered at all. And maybe,
as you say, you got low self-esteem.
You got low self-esteem. Yeah. You still put ham hocks in the collard greens. You got low self-esteem. Yeah, but real shit. So if you were always looking for validation from other people, and now you finally have a decent sense of self, to whereas you can stand on your own, and you can believe in yourself, and you can push through without necessarily having the approval and support of everybody else, or the validation of everybody else. It's going to be hard for people to believe that shit, because they saw you. They saw you not being able, they saw you pretty much being paralyzed unless somebody came along and said, no, you can do it, or this is a good thing for you. And you trying to prove, imagine trying to get validation that you don't need validation. I need you to validate my parking that I'm not parked. And that's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Like, I'm not like that no more. I don't need nobody. And I need you to understand that I don't need nobody. You know what I mean? So here's my
Wow.
I don't need nobody card. Can you please take this rubber stamp and stamp that shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
No longer
Let's
needs
go.
anyone.
I'll get him myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, man, we just rocked about over 45 minutes, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yo, damn, it's 50 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. You know what I mean?
So I done walk somewhere and back.
Yeah, because your background sound all nice and quiet and stable now. Before I could hear the wind, you know what I mean? I'm like, I wasn't gonna say shit like, all right, fuck it, yeah.
But as long as it wasn't disrupted and you couldn't understand me, yeah, okay.
Well, it had his little spots, but I was like, nah, it's right there. Like it's not on 10. We right there around 8. You know what I mean? Close to 9. No. It dropped down to 6.
Okay.
We good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now we straight. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there's some, having to get to know somebody that you thought you knew it's not always an easy thing to do. Sometimes.
Yeah. You know what? Here's another perfect example too. I had a friend that I reconnected with after about 20 years or whatever. This is like a good 10 plus years ago. Well, more longer than that, really. And tried to start something that shouldn't have started. So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the deals where we just you won't know until you try it, type of thing.
Yeah.
But but when you do get to know somebody, as far as we said, when you live with somebody or travel with them, you look at them different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no coming back from that.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has evolved some way, some shape or form. No matter how much they say, "Oh, I'm still the same old." No, you're not. No.
Trying to be the same person as before. Nah.
No, you ain't the same OG.
Right? Not the same OG. You're the similar G, but you ain't the same OG.
Right.
And really, like, why would you want to be? I mean, I understand, it might have been a fun time in your life, and maybe that's where people were recognizing you the most and almost expecting you to perform the same way and do the same things and sort of make a spectacle out of you. But once you move past that shit, you pass it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that thing now that we can say right about now is we don't look like what we've been through.
Man, hopefully we don't.
Man. Yeah. We might have some scars here. Might have a little nick or a cut or something like that. But, emotional bullet wounds, but hey. Yeah, we all evolve, and no matter what we say, yesterday will never happen again. So,
man, it's often up to other people to remind you of what happened yesterday.
Right.
And if they don't respect who you are today, they would absolutely remind you of yesterday. Right? Yeah.
They can keep that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to hijack the show.
It's all good. It's all good, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
as always. As always.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So yeah, I guess we got another 30 minutes?
Nah, we out of here in 12 minutes. We done rolled it out.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Well, shout out to everybody else still in the feed.
That's what's up.
All right, I'm gonna finish listening, man. We'll get back.
All right, man. One love.
All right, one.
All right. That was my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. What's going on, y'all? Thanks for coming through. Cheryl Halsey, thanks for coming through. Honk Honk Sports. Johnny West, my peoples, and Lyman the realist. He says, Unc, I didn't know you was bald. Was you only listened? You never watched? Like, by show of hands, how many people on this program have known me long enough to know when I had hair? Like, you would have had to been rocking with me a long time, like no less than 20 years for that. Yasir Saeed says, what up, sir? Looking good as usual. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Well, listen, we was talking about, I said we was talking about how people think they know you. You're not the same person that they used to know. They're not the same person that you used to know. Yeah, right, Johnny? Like, I haven't had hair on my head since 2004. Easily. I cut my shit all the way down in 2005. So we talking about 19 years. Been rocking the razor since 2000. I think the first time I've actually used the razors was like 2008, 2009. I didn't want to do it because I knew, like, damn, man, you got to do this shit all the time. Like, I was just rocking out with the clippers on his low joint. Like, Naturalista rap, naturalista, I appreciate all of y'all coming on by. I thank God that you came to say hi. Or should I say, why would I ever think in a different kind of way? Yo, if y'all can stay just a few more minutes to get in it, I best believed and guaranteed that we gonna win it and spin it. Run it back, yo, spin the block on that. And when we get to that sack, we gonna stack a lot of money from the floor to the ceiling. And I'm gonna ask y'all how you doing, what's going on, how you feeling, are your kids good? What about your whiz? Is your whiz good? Is your hubby doing things, drinking the bubbly? Yo, I know that you wanna be a star, and I hope that one day that you truly are. But in my eyes, you the twinkle of my eye, and I can see you, but I wouldn't want to be you, because I wouldn't want to free you of the things that I know you need to hold you down. But I'm going to say this little rhyme, and the luck abounds, and I hope that you have the good fortune for you and yourself, and build on your sense of self and increase your wealth. But it ain't all about the money or the cash. I don't care how much you got in your pockets or in the stash. It's going to last long as you keep your mind right, and your mind right is what you're going to do when you find tight things to be into. Tighten it up like a string, tying your shoes, not singing the blues. I have discovered that sisters and brothers will get on some other shit if you allow them, and you ain't legit. Well, I quit, I doubt it. If it's gonna happen, I gotta do this shit, whether you're down with me or snapping on me, trying to disrespect, coming at my neck, and you ain't even cutting me a check. What? Oh, well, sometimes I go on some other stuff, and I realize that times is tough, but I still gotta roll with the punches, collect my shit with the Happy Days lunchbox. Y'all remember that? Yo, Laverne and Shirley, yo, I had to get on this shit, learn and get whirly, and MARR double star, outstanding man, arrogant and rough, and I'm far from a sucker boy, but y'all got enough of these toys trying to play these games, trying to play in my name. You playing in my face. Yo, give me 6 feet of space before I put you, get 6 feet of space and take you out this place. But I don't want to do that. I want to chill, relax. Yo, put the seat back and get real. I don't drink no more, don't smoke, don't choke, don't be around no bitches that I wouldn't like to poke. I'm just keeping it 100. Don't like the blunt around me. Well, go ahead, do whatever you gotta do. But yo, don't. All right, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, son. People be thinking they know you from back in the day. They know you from when you used to pick your nose in public. You don't do that no more. You got your windows tinted in the car. You pick your nose in private. But for some reason, people don't want to get to know the new you. They don't want to see the advances in your shit. They don't want to see how you stepped up your game. And even when they are forced to learn it, they still want to present you to other people who don't know where you come from or what your journey is. They want to put them onto that old story. Do me a favor real quick, y'all. Can you please hit that like button? It helps out the channel. Please hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. If you could share the show, I appreciate that too. But yo, just one thing to do. Hit the like button. No other jobs. I gave you one job. I ain't trying to get you to steal and rob. I don't need you to do nothing else. Yo, just hit that like button and go for self. All right. Hold on. Johnny West says, I'm very blessed in the sense I grew up in a multicultural neighborhood. The downside of that is we used to make fun of each other, and I'm very accurate with my stereotypes. I don't know. It sounds all right to me. Okay. Yasir Saeed says, what's up, sir? Looking good as usual. Appreciate that. Hold on. I thought I saw something else. I thought I saw a putty tat. I could have sworn I saw a putty tat. Hold on. I did. Art of Mine 559 says, hey, son, 752, just woke up, man. I know how it be. You know, listen, it's kind of a minor miracle that I made it to the show today because you know, shit, I was ready to sleep on in. Like, listen, man, they don't need me today. Yasir says, I don't know. But for me, change must come from within and within you and not a change on those you love or the people you care about. You must be the only one capable of feeling this change. Now, you know what? I see where you're coming from, but I'm not sure if you're the only person that needs to feel this change. Because if you actually change, then the energy around you changes. So you are either going to change the energy that is affected by you, or the energy around you has affected you. Either way, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a positive thing. It's something for you to build on. What can frustrate a person to no end is when you have honestly moved on. I ain't talking about people that are making changes in their life cosmetically. I'm not talking about your new clothes, your new jeans. You moved up from New Balances to Jordans. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a new wig, a new weave, some eyelashes, you know, a brand new Pele jacket. I'm not, you know what I mean? Soft leather, you know, butter, you know, some tins. I'm talking about the real shit. The real shit that people can feel. When you know,
90 seconds.
Like, for example, if there was a time in your life where you were afraid a lot, and many of y'all know what I'm talking about, because only you know what has made you afraid of something in your life. So when you have come from a place where you were timid, where you were afraid, where you would let other people go ahead of you because you didn't feel like you had the right to go first. You ain't feel like you had the right to be taken care of ahead of others. And now you're like, nah, I deserve to be taken care of just like everybody else. I deserve to be treated right just like everybody else. I deserve to have the good things in life, to experience things, and to help other people get theirs just like everybody else. So, no, still said, don't call me Booger Bear. Yeah, when you have really gone through the deep constructive things in your life where you have built on yourself, you know what I mean? You done put the brick, the mortar, the brick, the mortar, the brick, the mortar. You done built this wall and it's strong. You ain't trying to hear nobody talk about when you was weak or when you was scared or when you was unprepared or when you wouldn't do nothing that nobody dared. You know what I mean? You know, the old, yeah. Hold on. Nah, I can't. I better do something lighter. That shit got too much weight. Oh man, y'all know what I'm trying to do, right? And where you go? That shit is like this, like the second grade. You know, remember you used to drop a pencil and you couldn't find that shit. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? No, seriously, where did that shit go? This is crazy. It couldn't roll. Did it roll? All right, get another pen. Somebody tell you to knock this shit off. Yeah, I bet you won't knock that off. That kind. Remember this dumb shit? Yo, knock it off. All right, I found this one. But yeah, there might have been a time in your life where you wouldn't knock that shit off. Like, hell no. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problems. You know, when you have escaped, when you've escaped that shit, it's like being afraid of mice and you jumping on a chair with your big ass. You 350 pounds jumping on a motherfucking chair because you saw a mouse, but that mouse was a person. That mouse was a bully. That mouse was a girl. That mouse was success. That mouse was love. That mouse was bravery. That mouse was advancement. That mouse was education. Now you have gotten what you needed organically, and you ready to stretch your stuff. And you want people to see, like, no, I'm not that person that you think I used to be. I ain't how I used to be. All right. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, says Stevie Wonder once said, everybody needs a change, a chance to check out the new. But you're the only one to see the changes you take yourself through. But don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. That's right, naturally. I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't scared like none of y'all niggas. Not one of y'all. No. And it might not even be because you can throw hands now. One of the reasons that parents and coaches encourage children to like play sports or join clubs and organizations is because it builds confidence, and building confidence builds character. When you're not great at something, maybe you have potential and you build yourself up. So you recognize the process of building, you recognize the process of climbing and elevating and all of that. It builds confidence. So whether it's playing a flute or a tuba or drums or shooting a basketball, throwing a football, catching one, blocking, preventing, being on defense, whatever, swinging a bat, catching a baseball, whatever, being able to feel those things, they build confidence in a young person. And it's important to have that confidence at a young age. No, the sign has always been that way. I can't even put the sign on the other side. But this is, I always use the front facing camera. If I use the back facing camera, then my left, should I say, my right will be your right, because I'm using the front facing camera. My left is your right. My right is your left. But it's always been that way. You said on my screen is reading backwards, and it didn't do that before. Like, could it be the new updates that do that shit? Because I don't remember, like, we've been rocking this sign for months. I don't remember anybody saying that, yo, I can't read the sign back, or whatever. So could it be the new update that did that shit? What do y'all think? I don't know. Yasir says, I remember the first time when I broke that failure, broke that feel. I hear you, sir. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. And listen, it's when you stop being afraid, it's a powerful tool because fear paralyzes people. It stops people from getting jobs. It stops people from entering relationships. It stops people from moving. It stops people from going places, meeting people, learning shit, experiencing things. It gets in the way. Fear is a terrible thing. And instead of people overcoming fears, they have a tendency to just nurse them bitches. Everybody's scared of something. Everybody's scared of something. So are y'all telling me that before this urban therapy was signed used to read from left to right, and now it reads from right to left? Is that what y'all talking me? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? Is that what y'all? I mean, I just need to know. That's all I'm saying. I just need to know. I just want to know, because I just need to know. I'm just asking, because and it might have been these last updates. TK Wright says it read correctly before, so yes. So it must have been these updates. Because I know there ain't shit I can do about it. There's nothing I can do. I know I ain't touched nothing crazy. What's that? Huh. I don't want to start. I don't want to start touching shit I ain't got no business touching. With that. All right, that turns the camera around. Let's see. What's this? Got nothing. I got nothing, and I ain't even fronting. Yo, new updates. Yo, is up to something. Yo, but we still soldier on. Really, the show should be over now. It should be gone, but I hang out for a couple of minutes because I got a little time to kill and still keep it real. Are y'all still down? You know what I didn't do, and I'm going to do it right now. I haven't played my drums, and I'm going to give y'all some because I don't like a show going by without giving you some. So I'm going to beat on my shit right now. And I love to do this shit. You know why? Because I'm learning how. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. right, let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. Do these birthday shouts and get up out of here so y'all can smoke your little bunch and drink all your beer. Maybe take a little shot and get crazy and hot. But please don't get high too much and do it a lot. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born in this glorious November 23rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Ilona Powell, I'm sorry, happy birthday to you. And also Ingrid Patricia Martinez, happy birthday. And Shireen Williamson, happy birthday to you. And Tanji Milan Brody, happy birthday. And Miss Diva Andrea, happy birthday to you. And my man Bruce Wilkins Palmer. Okay. And also Mr. Wadabe, happy birthday to you. And my girl, going all the way back to like the 1973, 74, 75. My girl, Mona Mack, happy birthday to you, and Teen Titan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Milltown, all up in the house. Happy birthday to you. And my girl, Delandra Vincent, happy birthday. And going all the way back to the 1978, my girl, Kenya Lockhart, happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 23rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember the changes that you made in your life, whether you're talking about your mom, your dad, your kids, your lover, your wife, your husband. Yo, they thinking of me, they thinking about you and the things you used to do, but you have made the changes, rearranged shit, and they still trying to put you down with that strange shit that you used to do back in the day. That ain't you no more, so they gotta elevate and increase the score and learn a little more, because you ain't the same that you used to be. What the hell is they thinking about? Can't they see that you have made some changes and they are significant? You ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Yo, stop painting me with the same brush that you painted me before. Yo, learn a little more. You can't read the first chapter and only the last chapter really think that you know the book. Give a better look and don't act shook, because I ain't scared of you. You don't have to be scared of me. Not the one I was, the one I am now. Yo, I'm going to break and pound, and we going to learn each other and be closer like sisters and brothers. I mean the real sisters and brothers, not like half sisters and brothers that you don't talk to no more because we got different daddies for sure. But I'm talking about that real. Yeah, it's more like have brothers and sisters when you got different mothers for real. But still, if y'all was raised right and y'all understand and love each other and keep it tight, then the judgment of others really doesn't matter much. But you gonna still have to learn and do different things and such. I'ma see y'all tomorrow at 1. Really between 1 and 1:30. Yo, if I'm late, don't hurt me. But sometimes I'll be needing to really get my rest. I'll be tired in the motherfucker. Yo, laying on my chest. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow like 1:30. You know, I'm starting to think though. Just keeping it a buck. I'm starting to think that maybe we should starting this shit at 2:00 instead of the 1:00. Because we just finishing up the show from last night at 3 or 4:00. You ain't come limping up in this bitch. You know what I mean? 1:00. So I'm gonna take that into serious consideration. We're gonna see. We'll see. Y'all stay posted. Have a good day. Love your loved ones. Show them love. Get love back. Wash, rinse, repeat. Tomorrow at 1:00. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace, y'all. All right, holla.